Welcome back to the Morning Blend. The group called Miltown LGBT Families was started to connect LGBT families right here in Southeast Wisconsin. They've grown from just having social events to now offering support for those who need doctors, lawyers, schools, and so much more.
Here to tell us about Miltown LGBT is the co-founder, Laurie Marks, along with one of their volunteers, JR Witt, who used to be our intern.
Love that. Love when our interns come back.
Good to have you guys here. You scooped up a good one, right?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Talk a little bit about why it was so important to have this here in the Milwaukee area.
I really started the organization because I wanted my kids to be connected to other kids who had a similar family structure. And I myself wanted to be connected to other LGBT people who are also parents.
I think that's great. And it's wonderful the way it's evolved from being a social group primarily to now providing resources and connecting people with such important resources in our community, like we just mentioned, lawyers, doctors, schools, all these different things, daycare, for example. And I love the fact that you have videos, or that's a project you're working on to show the ups and downs of creating a family and the things that you go through in forming a family.
Yeah, absolutely. When I started the group, it was really a Facebook group. And I started the group one night. I added a few people that I knew, other LGBT parents. And I woke up the next morning and there was like 75 requests to join.
Wow.
And then from there, it just snowballed. And there's, 375 people in the group now. And really what we want to do is not only provide people an opportunity to connect with each other, but then also now we're getting into doing things where we can help providers and institutions that our families will interact with. We want to help them understand how they can best support our families.
Well, I think that's such an important bridge, and gap that's probably there. Do you find that most people are accepting, understanding, or do you find that you're met with a lot of confusion as a family that's a little different than other families at times?
I think, I think right now we're getting more, there's more LGBT families out there now, so we have a lot more acceptance and they're seeing it more, but they're also, a lot of us are the first families that they're dealing with, so they're kind of learning from us on what to say or just how to even approach any of the situations. So this group is great because we have all of these connections that we can find out who they've gone to already and be able to use those providers and not feel too nervous about reaching out to them.
So these are people who you've used before and you've said, hey, this is a great person to go to. This is a great resource. This is a great location, and your family too would enjoy this.
Exactly. And our website has some of that stuff on there. We're working on that. And our big push that we're doing right now are these videos. So we're doing some short videos of different families on how they created their families, whether it was through adoption, surrogacy, fostering, but that's something we're working on right now so that prospective families can watch these and kind of get some more ideas and then be able to reach out to us if they have more questions.
I think that's great. And I think one of the probably the most valuable things that really has a lot of merit is your work with schools. Because I think if you start early with kids and there's understanding and acceptance, that's something that can last a lifetime, and it makes it such a positive experience for non-traditional family members as well as kids who are welcoming non-traditional families into their school or their community.
Absolutely. I mean, we have had a great experience for our kids in schools. And, like all parents, LGBT parents just want their kids to be like strong and healthy individuals. So what we want to do is provide schools resources that will help them to do that. And like JR said, for many schools, this is uncharted territory. And so just providing them simple resources, and they've all been really open to talking about these resources and engaging these resources.
Yeah, because I can imagine sometimes it just comes down to starting with language that's used, instead of saying mom and dad, maybe it's mom and mom, dad, and just being open to those different options and language that's used even in our school systems. When we talk about some of that, what kind of events do you guys have throughout the year that people can come out and learn more about what Miltown Families does?
This past weekend we just had our annual picnic where everybody just comes together. We had it over here, right around the corner from here, Estabrook Park. But then we have a back to school event we're coming up. Families can get together to go bowling. We do a Halloween events every year. Everybody dresses up. I think you may have saw the picture before of me as Peter Pan. So we have that coming up. We go to the Dells every year. We have a huge amount of families that come to the Dells and just have an event there. I'm trying to think what else we do. We have Breakfast with Santa, which was a huge turnout last year. That was our first time doing that. And kids can meet Santa, tell them what they want. They get a book that shows the different LGBT families.
And the opportunity to socialize with other families that are like yours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Yeah, we're really lucky. We're very generously supported both organizationally and financially by the Cream City Foundation. And so we're able to hold an event almost every month where families can get together and kids can interact with kids and parents can interact with other parents.
Real quick, because we ran out of time, biggest positive in your opinion to come out of this group?
For me, I just have to say that I have just been so grateful to get to know other people, other families, and it's been a real gift for me. Just people that I might not have ever known or interacted with are now a part of my life, and it's been really a gift.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. People can learn more about all the resources you mentioned, all the great events you have, one almost every month, which is fantastic. Miltownfamilies.org is the website to visit. Great to see both of you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.